Anyways, hello, friends, and welcome to the Bear Den. We're just going to have a brief chat for a while and see what there is to see. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Hello, Ron. How are you? What brand was that pizza you had? It looked really good. Sausage Pizza Day was a huge success. I haven't looked to see what tomorrow is. Not sure if I'll be on tomorrow. Probably not till later in the evening. But I was not as successful in my tasks today as I wished I was, but it happens. Hi, Chelly. Thank you for commenting on my short, or on my live, rather. I really appreciate it. I didn't do a short today. Oh, dear. Oh, Totinos are really good. I haven't had that in a while. They used to come in a 3-pack in a box, I think. Um, it did not go, as a matter of fact. I had gotten ready to go and I had had my lunch, and then I fell asleep in my chair for ever. So I didn't end up going anywhere I was supposed to. Um, Luckily, everybody kind of understands, so, but I'm more disappointed in myself than anything. I'm on this medicine that makes me really, really tired, but it's one of the ones that I need to function, so it's just an icky time. I did not. I was going to go later on, and um, she said she had gotten the most of everything done. So tomorrow she's like, I'd rather you be able to come to the party tomorrow anyway. So stay home and rest today and just make sure you're at the party. So that is what I will do. I hate letting my mom down, especially my parents. But my dad said he could help my mom finish up. So, yeah, I hope I'm good. I should be good for tomorrow. I'm not going to take the dose tonight and hope that I can wake up easier tomorrow. I won't tell them that, but that is the plan. I'm so sick of medicine and doctors and all that jazz. It seems like just a big giant circle of awful. For not a lot of relief either, so. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. So today was a big letdown, and I let down a lot of people, and I feel bad. But it is what it is. Oh. Yeah, I was disappointed to see that Miss Diane Keaton had passed away. I was really sad for that. Um, my brother called and told me that actually. Oh, the knee is real bad. Thank you for asking, though. I wish I had better news to report on the matter. It's just, I don't know what's with it, but yep, my brother called and told me about Diane Keaton because we always used to watch a lot of her movies together and um really disappointed me. You probably would if you had a pencil in the eye. I have a bunch of them, each for a different part, and they're all not communicating. And if I could just fire them all and start all over. Hey, Study. Nice to meet you. How are you? Ugh, I look like crap too. That's what bothers me. I just am not looking. Yes, definitely don't do that. No writing utensils to the eye sockets. She was 79. I didn't realize that she was. I thought she was younger than that, but yep, she was 79. And I guess she was living in California. Bette Midler said really had a really nice tribute to her and said a really nice comment to the press. I don't know if I would care if I would want to be famous and having to go through grief publicly, you know? Like, I would probably be like, I just lost my friend, get out of my face. I mean, I've had my best friend die, and after the shock wore off, because we were really young, I think I was 30 when she died. Um, well, I guess 30 is not young, but too young for that anyway. And I don't think I could talk to anybody for a couple hours. So I couldn't imagine somebody having a microphone in my face at that moment, you know? Well, you never know. We're here as long as we're meant to be here, however long that may be. I'd like to be healthier than I am, but I don't know. I've had that in the back of my head a lot lately because they had this fitness thing where if you sit on the ground and you could stand back up without having to help yourself, you were going to live. But if you couldn't do that, you were probably going to die in the next 5 years. And that's always in the back of my head because the last time I sat on the ground, I couldn't get back up without having to touch anything. And, you know, I was just like, man, I definitely don't want to die this young, though. So I will hope that things get better. That and genetically, there have been a couple of ladies in my family that have died when they were 40 from random brain aneurysms and stuff, brain issues. So I think I'll feel better when I make it through my 40s because I believe I had my great, Would it be great? Yeah, my great grandmother on my father's side died when she was 40, 43, I think. And I'm just like, I don't know if I like that. But then again, a lot of times doctors don't know everything. I really think a lot of times they're guessing and hoping that they're making the right guesses. So we'll see. Nothing gives me greater joy than proving someone wrong. Oh, I didn't. Nope, I sure didn't. Right. Hello, Assassino. How are you? Welcome in. I probably said his name terribly wrong. I apologize, guys. I had it on top messages only, so I missed a couple things. I always forget to check that because I take for granted that, YouTube's just going to show me all the messages, but it doesn't always work that way. But it's been very cold here this week. Well, not very cold, but down in the 50s. And very rainy, very fall like, of course, but we have not gotten our Halloween decorations up. I don't know how much we'll do this year. I'm okay if we don't decorate. I mean, I really enjoy it, but yep. On your end, Chelly, if you go up to this corner, okay, there where the three dots are, and you tap the three dots, and then you go down to the middle, it'll say live chat and it'll say top messages. If you tap where it says top messages, it should give you an option to go to all messages. So that way you're seeing everything in chat. Well, I don't know what to say about that, Pog, but you got to be careful when you're skinny dipping in lakes and rivers and stuff. Hello, VM. I'm doing good. Hello, J. Isaac. Welcome. I'm doing okay. Oh, no problem, Chelly. I didn't know either until somebody pointed it out to me. But that's how you get all the messages to show. Yep, I'm not doing too bad, VM. We're plodding along. Keep it 100 on the... I have that gosh darn song in my head from the short I did. I was doing an experiment. I did. I had some chicken tenders and I don't remember what I had with the chicken tenders. Just chicken tenders. I wasn't terribly hungry. I ate quite a bit at lunch, so I just kind of had a snack. Joe also made Rice Krispie treats, so I've been snacking on those a lot. I really like those. We do hand out candy, and we do candy, and we do another bucket of things like pencils and little stickers and stuff like that. Um, so we have an assortment. The bag of candy we usually get is really expensive this year. It's because we try to get the good candy, so that way if there's leftovers, we have it for ourselves. But we usually get about 100 to 150 trick-or-treaters. Depending on the weather, of course. If it's bad weather, we don't get as many. But the bag we usually get had, I want to say 220 pieces, and it was 25, it was almost $26 this year. Halloween was a big deal when I was growing up, and I I did dress up almost every year. Um, I didn't as much after I was a teenager, but um, I used to when I would work on Halloween, I'd dress up. But yeah, almost every year my dad passed out candy and we would all carve our own pumpkins. And I remember when I was an adult, the first time I tried to carve a pumpkin on my own, I felt so bad because it was really hard. It was harder than it looked. It was one of those things that you think would be easy because your dad makes it look easy, and then you go to do it yourself and it's like, wow, this is tough. So, yeah, the first year uh I had to do it on my own. It was really hard. But I like kids movies. Okie dokie, Mr. Cluck. But and goodness, back then we used real candles in our pumpkins. I remember we would put like a taper candle in it, or like, and then we would cut a hole in the bottom of the pumpkin, leave the top on, and then put like the plate with the taper candle underneath. And the kids were not, even though they said they had like detail knives and bigger knives, they were not as good. So now I understand why my dad would get out the really big knife from the kitchen block. But um we have sometimes Joe and I'll do a pumpkin we carve. I think last year we just painted one, and we ended up getting like a plastic toy one. But yeah, we've almost always passed out candy. During COVID, we actually lived in a different apartment, and so we had just left the table up there with the candy, which was so dumb that year. Like I was exposed to so many germs at work anyway, it didn't matter. But we did go to, actually, we would go to this place called Pumpkinville, which is about probably a 45-minute drive away from my parents' house. We would go there and do all the stuff there, and we would get the pumpkins back in town because they were way cheaper. And for each of us to have our own, there was four of us. So, um, I did not do apple bobbing because I didn't like to get water up my nose. I still don't. Even though I swim, like I don't like getting water up my nose. Yeah, I didn't like to apple bob. I think it is called apple bobbing. But my favorite thing to do every Halloween is to watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And I have my VHS tape all ready to go because I still have a VHS and DVD recorder. So I'm excited to do that. And I like to pass out candy too. I actually got a Halloween shirt that I'm going to wear. I probably won't dress up this year, other than my Halloween t-shirt. Um, I just kind of not really there this year. Eek. But there's also a place in my town now, another little thing that's closer that my niece and nephew go to. So, well, I guess now Apple has bought the franchise, so they're not going to show it on cable TV anymore. I guess you have to watch them on Apple, which I don't have Apple TV and I don't know the first thing about it. Oh, thank you, Itzel. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. So, there are just certain things that I love so much that I would pay to see. Like, I like Jane Eyre a lot, and I like a certain version of Jane Eyre and a certain version of Pride and Prejudice, and they were free on YouTube at one point, and now they're not. So I think that's what I heard about Charlie Brown Christmas, and I don't remember. I'm thinking it was the Charlie Brown ones, which I was furious about because I watch those every year religiously. So I'm not sure what streaming service you have to go through to find them, but yeah, that's something you may want to look out for. I know Happy Thanksgiving Charlie Brown is on YouTube. Somebody has it on there, but it's in like 5 or 6 parts. But if you click on the playlist, it'll let you go through in order. So that's kind of nice. But I was frustrated with that. And like the Rankin and Bass Christmas shows, I like to watch every year too. But my Christmas Eve jam is Christmas Eve on Sesame Street from 19 I think it's 1973. That one, I've watched that every year since I was a baby. But Google and double check me because it may not be all of them. It may just be certain ones. But yeah, I was really disappointed by that. I don't have an iPhone or anything, so I don't have the Apple products or we just got an Amazon account like last week. But so I actually haven't even looked at Amazon to see um what it's all about. But it's hard for me to shop like in the stores and stuff. And a lot of my clothing items I do need to get, or I usually get through a catalog and just kind of guess. But there's a couple items that I really should go in person to the store to get, but I would have to go to Buffalo to get to the proper clothing stores. But 'tis what it is. I'm hoping tomorrow will be a better day. It should be. 10 o'clock. Buffalo is about an hour and a half north. I think it might be northeast of me. It's actually almost in a straight line, so I never know if it's northeast of me or west. Um, it is. I am from Western New York, so it is near Lake Erie. Buffalo is. It's one of the bigger cities in New York after New York City. So I think its population is 250,000, roughly, but it is north of me in New York. I'm trying to think. I know a couple other states have a buffalo, but yep. Oh, oh goodness, I haven't been in Mr. Bob's channel in a minute. I wonder how he and Steph are doing. Oh, yep, that's where Buffalo is in Western New York. Good grief, my neighbors are being loud. I can't really see your name, sweetheart, so I'm not sure if I do know who you are. What does your what is your YouTube name? Oh, that's okay. It happens. Oh, yes, welcome back in, Umoja. It has been a little while. Yeah, I still go to everyone's stream even though they're fighting amongst themselves. Um, but I'm good. Good. Thank you for asking. Yep, I haven't been watching the slot channels as much. No reason really, just I've kind of um I just have been trying to do my own stuff on here when I get on here or um I've been watching a lot of Forensic Files lately. It's silly how ladies watch true crime to zone out, but I do. It's just one of those things. Um there's a couple people missing in my local area, and there's an agency called Western New York Unidentified and Missing, and they look for volunteers to um, walk the local area and try and locate the people that are missing and stuff. And oh, thank you, Charlie. And I would love to be able to do that, but my hiking days are kind of on hold right now. Hopefully, not forever, but It's kind of funny. I almost have to hop on one leg to get around right now. I mean, I guess it's not funny, but it's funny to me because I have to laugh about it or I'll cry. But so I'm kind of like all the way tipped on my right side when I walk because to put any pressure on my left really hurts. People have recommended a chiropractor to me, but I'm nervous about having anybody monkey around anymore because I just don't want things to get any worse. That's my big fear. Honestly, nothing happened. I literally woke up one day and couldn't put weight on my leg. So, um, I'm in PT right now and I'm due for one more session with him and he is actually going to probably put me on hold next time if I'm not any better and he's going to tell my doctor to do more imaging because he doesn't think what's the physical therapist doesn't think what's going on is an arthritis issue. He thinks something's wrong with my ligaments, which I have some sort of autoimmune disorder which seems to be in messing with my ligaments somehow in all my body. And so I actually start physical therapy for my neck this week too, because they had to do different parts at different times. Um, what I'm running into with that is I actually called my primary and said my knee was really hurting again, and he referred me back to the orthopedic surgeon, and the orthopedic surgeon said he doesn't think I need to do anything more. So I feel like I'm being passed around like a peace pipe at this point, and I have another appointment with my orthopedic at the end of 6 weeks. So I guess we just wait it out for now. I've been taking the anti-inflammatories and regular pain meds like Aleve and Tylenol. And I may get a second opinion from another orthopedist. I don't know. I'm just, but that, even to get into another orthopedist, is probably going to take another month. It is. And I don't want to say I get lazy about it, but sometimes I just get to where I'm so frustrated with doctors that I'm just like, you know what? I'll just live with whatever I got. And I don't want to hear their mess anymore because they're all full of shit. But I know you can't do that. So I have a couple appointments this week. I will muscle my way through those and we'll see where we're at. No, I agree with you, Charlie. They don't act right either. Halloween. But hopefully this week is a better week than last week was. I think it will be. Hello, Pussa Bloom. How you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you've been well. Oh, yeah. And honestly, I have good insurance. And it's not, I don't even know. Oh, I agree. Like, it used to be like, in order to do anything now, your insurance company wants you to go, like, they don't even want to pay for imaging. And I swear to you, if I just had a couple full body scans, could figure out what was wrong a lot quicker. But instead, you have to go to a different doctor for each different part and pray to God somebody orders something. But they won't. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry. It is 4 a.m. where you are. My goodness. Not really. It will. In the meanwhile, I'm glad to be on here with you guys and escape from life for a little bit. So, what's new with everybody? Tell me everything. I want to know the weather. I want to know what's going on for your days tomorrow. Will do. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on this evening. I know I haven't been doing my music shows, but I kind of have been trying to build up my watch hours as much as I can because I really haven't been on a lot. And hopefully next week, I feel, even if I don't feel good enough, I might have to do something different. It's a very weird time. And I think everybody is just kind of, I don't know, I think everyone's just trying to do their best right now. It's definitely strange. And all together, world events are strange, local events are strange. I read that the former singer from Lost Prophets, who was in jail for uh, crimes against children, got murdered today in prison. I couldn't think of his name, but I read that that happened. And then, of course, Diane Keaton passing. Um, I didn't see anything locally happen, I don't think. Nope, nothing local. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do around here. What kind of movies do you like to watch, Jelly? Someone come back, someone take the clouds from my eyes. Oh, right. I forgot about that. I think my state attorney general got charged for bank fraud in Virginia. Well, I have a lot of grievances about my state government anyway. If my family was not here, I probably would not live in New York anymore. But my family's here, and for better or worse, this is home. So, but it's coming to a place where I'm not sure how I feel anymore. But yep, Letitia James did get charged with bank fraud, which honestly, I'm happy that people are starting to be held accountable for the things they do. Um, as long as that's spread fairly across the board. However, as bad as New York is, I don't think we're quite as bad as California. But there's a lot of laws that make New York State not fabulous right now. Um, One of the laws that's a problem in New York State is the bail reform. Um, if you're arrested for a nonviolent crime, basically you get a slap on the wrist and an appearance ticket. So there's been like a huge spike in property crimes and vandalism and that sort of thing. Yeah. And to be honest with you, New York State taxes the hell out of you. Like, property tax is ridiculous. I live in a trailer park, so I don't have to pay property tax, but my parents own two properties and we don't even live in a very big city and they have to pay a lot in property tax. Sales tax in the city I in the county I live in is now 8%. So it's just there's school tax, there's property tax, there's you know, they just nickel and dime you every chance they get. They probably make a fortune on tolls too, because there's a lot of toll roads in New York. I actually have been alternating ice and heat. Yep. They Heat kind of has been doing a little more, but neither is exceptionally helpful. It kind of makes me nervous because whenever I stand and walk on it, it's just going pop, 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 pop the whole way. And I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing there. And the physical therapist told me to brace it because it's weak. And the orthopedic doctor said not to brace it because then it'll make my muscles weak. So I just have been doing whatever I think is best at the particular day in question. And we're just going to roll with it. No, the walking is not going well. I have a cane and I've been using it, but I am not steady on my feet at all right now. Luckily, I don't really have far to walk. Just the length of my trailer usually, and there I only have 4 steps leading down from my house and then a tiny walkway to the car. So it's going to be a rough couple days the next few days because I have to walk into physical therapy and into another appointment I have. It really, and probably tomorrow walking to my grandma's house for the party, which you don't think, you know, when you're walking every day, you don't think anything of it, but when you're hurt, you feel every step. Yeah, I've been trying to move it as much as I can. It really hurts to even stand. But I try and take laps up and down the hall as often as I can. And even as I sit here, I'm kind of rocking it back and forth and up and down, hoping it helps. But yeah, oh yeah. A lot of times, when my husband's at work, I really don't do a lot, especially if I'm feeling dizzy or unsteady on my feet. I just kind of sit here. I do try to get up and dressed and showered. A lot of times I'll call my mom and stay on the phone with my mom while I'm, you know, doing the business of getting ready for the day. Cause so that way somebody's on the phone with me if things go amiss. Well, only my second one today. I'm doing good on the pop front. I am 1000% lucky to have my mom. My mom actually had multiple myeloma, which is bone marrow cancer, and she's been in remission a while, thank God, but it was really bad in the beginning. But at that time, myself, my best friend, and two of my other friends' moms were all going through cancer, and only two of our moms made it, and mine was one of them. Um, it was strange. It was bone marrow cancer, thyroid cancer, breast cancer, and pancreatic cancer. And my friend's mom with breast and pancreatic didn't make it. It's so. I'm lucky every day that I have both my parents still. But my parents are kind of young. In fact, they're both 60 and I'm 43. Well, I'll be 43 at the end of the year. So my parents and I have kind of grown up together, so to speak. But I'm very lucky to have them. I know not everybody has their parents or has as good of a relationship with their parents as I do with mine. And so I am very grateful for the gifts I have in life, even though, you know, even as hard as things are sometimes, I'm more fortunate than a lot of people. Yep. I mean, the bills are mostly paid. I have pretty much anything I need. You know, I have healthcare, I have food in my fridge, I have a car. I have it better than a lot of people. Indoor plumbing and medicine, and it's easy to get discouraged sometimes, especially after a lot of days in pain. But it's just another day without you. But yep, yep, yep. I have have not. Or if I saw it, it was many years ago. I know the story though. It's a very good story. Oh, Mr. John Travolta. I think I did see it. One of my favorite John Travolta roles was in Look Who's Talking. I really liked his character. That was a good, the writing on that was really good. Yeah. But I think I am probably going to wrap up for now. Um, I was gonna hang on in the next couple of minutes. Joe's asleep. He went in early this evening. Um, yep. So I think I am gonna head out for now, but thank you all for stopping by, even if it was for a little bit. I'm always glad to see all of you. I hope you all have a good evening and thank you for dropping by the Bear Den. Bye.